Cathy Brooks here with yet another of the fabulous speakers from the AlwaysOn Innovation Summit, George Gilder of the Gilder Report, among many other things, industry pundit.
Great to be here.
It's fabulous to see you. So, innovation. You've got an eagle eye on the world of innovation. What does that word mean to you?
Innovation means bringing something new into the world. It's absolutely real and critical, and it's denied by almost all the economic models, is the amazing thing. You know, if the most pro-entrepreneurial of the Austrian economists treat the entrepreneur not as a creator of new things, but as an opportunity scout or an assembler of chemical elements, or they deny that real creativity is possible in business. And this is the revenge of the artists. You know, the academe disparaging the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is somehow not creative in the way that a writer or artist is, that the entrepreneur is merely sort of assembling elements in some way, and could be replaced presumably by a computer in some new regime. And this is, so I think innovation is real, and it's creating totally new things in the world, and entrepreneurs are at the forefront of doing innovation. And innovation imparts all the value to economies. All the capital accumulation and all these other factors, population growth or whatever, are totally trivial. Orders and orders of magnitude less significant in expanding economic opportunity than the creative work of entrepreneurs.
Well, and innovation, Silicon Valley, innovation is a hallmark of Silicon Valley and the work of entrepreneurs. And we have a very special culture here, a special economy within Silicon Valley. There have been attempts to transplant it elsewhere, to other economies, to other markets. Why do you think it's been unsuccessful?
I think it has been successful, and Israel is another Silicon Valley. One of the big, Israel is a Silicon Valley, and it generates all sorts of companies that are comparable in importance to companies in Silicon Valley. That's why the threat to Israel is really the threat to entrepreneurship. And it's the threat to this creative force that leads the human race onward and allows it to surmount its challenges. I mean, there are people in the world who believe that somehow entrepreneurs win by taking, but what entrepreneurs do, they win by giving and by launching new things. And the key principle of capitalism is that the good fortune of others is also your own. And that's what they can't understand in the Middle East. They think if Israel is prospering, it must be at their expense. And that's the most evil view in the world economy, that the prosperity of others necessarily comes at your expense.
Well, the world of the entrepreneurs themselves are a very unique breed. And as the Valley has evolved, as this global community of technology has evolved, the entrepreneurs have changed a bit over time, I'd say. What are your thoughts on how entrepreneurs have changed?
I think, I don't think they've changed fundamentally. I think that that there has been, this conference epitomizes a flurry of creativity surrounding the internet and surrounding the act of publication. And publication has always been a creative and dispersed kind of activity, and it continues to be as it moves to the internet. And so I just think that's blogging and is and all the podcasting and all the various new ways of publishing really recapitulate the values that newspapers used to offer.
Back in the day.
But I think the key is that the customer is in control. And I think this whole new movement of entrepreneurship is a rebellion against top-down publishing systems, chiefly broadcast television, that centralized creation and sterilized culture, I believe. And this is really a rebellion against television and recapturing in the internet arena a lot of the values of newspapers, where you can write letters to the editor, you can do ads yourself, you can clip and cut, you can send it to your neighbor. The newspaper really was, and you could ignore the ads if you want. The newspaper put the viewer in control, and these are new forms of this journalistic impulse that are spreading through the net with blogs and podcasts, and even more diverse and accessible forms of commerce than newspapers, which did involve a big printing press, among other obstacles to
killing lots of trees.
Killing lots of trees, although there seem to be.
What surprises have there been for you in Silicon Valley in terms of trends or products or things that have come along that have really caught your eye, that you either succeeded that you thought didn't have a chance, or that you thought had a chance that didn't?
Well, I guess I've just published a book called The Silicon Eye that just came out in paperback. And
Plug for the book.
Plug for the book. It's about invention of a new kind of imager, which collects all the three colors of the light at every pixel, rather than having to compute the colors on the basis of neighboring pixels, as all other imagers do. And this device, I thought, would just sweep through the world economy. It's so incomparably more elegant than these mosaic kinds of imagers that are dominant in all the Japanese camera companies, that I thought it would sweep through the world. But actually, the Foveon camera, which was largely invented up the hill behind us, Carver Mead was headed the project, and somehow this is not yet taken off. It has a cult following with the Sigma camera, but it hasn't broken into cell phones. The difficulty of breaking through into an established consumer industry is often underestimated, and I've underestimated it. I mean, there's a company called Digital Fountain that's drastically improved downloads of software or video to any device whatsoever over any channel, however noisy, as long as you get the pixels can come, or the packets can come in any order and be reassembled with just 2% overhead. And they've got adopted by 3G telephones, by cable, and standardized all around the world in all the biggest, and yet making money is from having a global standard is more difficult than you'd imagine. I mean, here, when they're in every new cell phone, you'd think they'd make a dime, but in order to get a standard approved, you have to give up all your rights in it. So it's kind of a perplexing entrepreneurial situation. But that has surprised me. I thought Digital Fountain would be a global success, as it is a global success beyond my expectations. But as a financial success, it's below my expectations. And the same with the Foveon. These are elegant, fantastic innovations. They really are. And they will produce huge, what's called consumer surplus, benefits for the world. But all innovations don't create a Brin and Page kind of billionaire epiphany.
Any epiphanies you want to share with the entrepreneurs who might be listening?
I think keep at it. I mean, you're in the forefront of the human race. You are leading us on the frontiers to a new world, and which you yourself won't ever see. But that's your role in the world, and it's a hugely honorable role, and it's based on giving, not taking. is that the entrepreneurs are giving to the world without any guaranteed return. Other people are constantly looking for guarantees, but the entrepreneur is the one who makes his investment, makes his commitment of energy and capital and ingenuity without any assured return. And it's the world has to respond, and he wins by the voluntary responses of others. And that's his glory, and that's the risk he confronts.
Well, George Gilder, thank you very much for taking the time today. I'm Cathy Brooks, and we'll have some more speakers a little bit later. Come on back.